How are you doing, everybody? Jonathan here, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to put together a Groupon deal to explode your fitness business. Now you may be wondering why I'm making videos, because just 2 weeks ago I think I put together a video on how I've made my last video, but a couple of things happened. Number one, in answering a lot of the comments that I still see, and thank you very much for continuing to follow, I saw that my subscribership was actually going up, and there are a lot of you out there that have not had the chance to get advantage of my new videos, so I decided I would put this up. Also, I promised I would make a video on this anyway, and the last thing I would ever want to do to you guys that have been supporting for so long is break my word. And finally, this was going to go on my website as an article, but it's going to be a rather long article, so you may benefit from hearing it. And those of you that might want to take notes, instead of taking notes afterwards, you can go over to my website, jonathanfitpro.com, and then you can review the information there. So you guys are going to be stuck with me for a little bit longer. Now, quick backstory. There was a while back where I didn't think my boot camp was going to make it. It was very hard for me to get people interested in paying $200 a month at 5:30 in the morning. I wasn't sure how to reach them. And I really thought I was going to go belly up until I ran my first Groupon deal. Now, Groupon has changed from what it was 4 years ago, but it's still a great tool, especially for trainers that train independently or trying to drum up business on their own, as it's free and it gives you lots of exposure. However, there are a lot of trainers that use Groupon completely wrong. So I want to show you some tips, and I want to give you some tips on things that you want to have in line so that your Groupon deal can help your business and not hurt it. So let's go over first what you need to have in place in order to run a Groupon deal. Groupon will not run a deal with you unless you have a physical location. So if you don't, if you run your bootcamp out of a park, it's not going to work. But if you run it out of another facility, you can sublease out of a gymnastics facility, out of a dojo, out of another gym, whatever the case may be. You need to have a physical address where people can go in order for Groupon to feature you on their website. The next thing that you're going to want to have is a Facebook page. All right, they're going to want to know that you're active on social media. So you just can't have it up with nothing on it. You want to invite all of your clients, you want to invite all of your friends, and you want to engage with them so that they see that you have a presence that you can sell more of your deals, because as you make more money, they make more money. Number three, you have to have a website. This is going to be very important because people need another site where they can view your information, and also you need some kind of platform where you can collect contact information after people purchase the Groupon, because once somebody buys, you don't necessarily get their information. So you're going to have a stipulation where they go over to your website, fill out a contact form first before they just drop into your classes, and that's going to keep you in order. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And the last thing that you want is a review page. I have a review page on Yelp, YELP.com, and essentially it's just a free site where you get local reviews on your businesses or services. Much more popular for restaurants, but just as useful for gyms and bootcamp services. And you want to have as many good things said about you as possible, as it shows Groupon that you're a reputable business and that they want to spend their time and effort on. All right, so you want to have those four things in place: Facebook page, web page, physical address, review page. Now, next, the type of service that you want to run. You want to run either a boot camp or CrossFit. Groupon is not made for personal training because it's high volume, and the amount of deals that you have to take at such a discounted price, if you do it for personal training 1 hour at a time, you're going to end up going belly up. However, if you run a boot camp or a CrossFit, you can service multiple people at the same time. That way it's not costing you as much to service people at a discounted rate. And that's usually where people get it wrong. So if you're not running a boot camp right now, I've always said that the best way to get more personal training clients is to run classes. The best way for you to be successful is if you run your classes during the peak hours, and then in that time slot, you can always let people know that if they're interested in personal training, then they can contact you privately. But if you dedicate all your time to giving each Groupon person a personal training session, you're going to end up losing a lot of time, and it'll never be worth the amount of money that you're going to get back for that time. All right. Now, if you've never run a Groupon, if you've never run a boot camp before, go over to the description box, look for my Udemy link. Check out my Udemy course. It is going to be an excellent resource on how to run boot camps. It'll teach you boot camp structures. It'll give you all the exercises that you need. It will give you detailed explanations on how to run class based on time, and it'll include contracts and waivers. They're all going to be very important for you to run your Groupon deal successfully. So go to the Udemy course and definitely check it out. All right. The next thing, pricing. I think trainers get too greedy when it comes to offering their services on Groupon. You want to make the price more than reasonable. All right. I offer 30 days for $30, and that's been especially successful for me. Now, the one thing that Groupon will do, your account manager may try to bully you into offering a 5 or 10 pack for Groupon, and they'll tell you why it's such a great idea. Listen, it may be a great idea for Groupon because people will buy it without thinking about it, but it's a horrible idea for you because it doesn't give you an opportunity to establish a relationship with your client. If you offer 5 or 10 packs, your clients will usually have 60 to 90 days to use those 5 or 10 sessions. And they'll use 2 one week, 1 the next week, and then you may not see them again for another 4 or 5 weeks. By that time, they've already fallen in love with another trainer, or they're just going from box or gym to gym, and you're not really getting a chance to show them your stuff. All right, you need time with this client if you're going to get them to invest $150, $100, $200 a month. So if Groupon requires you to offer a 5 or 10 pack, you want to make sure that it's not as compelling as a 30-day offer. And I say 30 days for $30 is your best bet. That's what you're going to want to offer. Don't offer 50, don't offer 60. You're not trying to qualify clients with price because number one, everybody's discounting on Groupon. And number two, I'd much rather have, 50% of 100 people stay than, 10 out of 10 that were willing to pay 70. All right. So will you get everybody to stay? No, but the same is the case for personal training, and it doesn't cost you anymore to have more people in class. That's actually a better thing because environment sells your services, and also the clients that are actually in your boot camp, they'll sell other clients because they just enjoy working out with each other, not just you. So I definitely recommend that you offer a 1-month deal, and if you have to offer a 5 or 10 pack, offer it, but make the 5 pack like 5 sessions for $20. Anybody would do $30 for 30 days over 5 sessions for $20. All right. The next thing is the feature style. All right. You want to ask for a full feature. You want to ask your account manager for a full feature because full features are blasted out to everybody in your general area. All right. Regardless of their interest. And that will get you the most exposure. If it's not a full feature that you're going to get, then the next thing would be a private sale. Those are the two that you want: full feature or private sale. If it's private sale, then it's only going to be sent to people that just sign up to Groupon or people that specifically list healthy living as one of their priorities for Groupon deals that they'd like to receive. The third type of deal is called fast track, which essentially gets no email sent out and very low exposure. So if they were offering you some kind of a fast track or a quick deal, something with that sound, then you're going to ask for a private sale. All right. If they're going to offer you a private sale, you're going to ask for a full feature. And you'll only get a full feature the first time that you're on the deal. All right. So full feature first, and then from then on, private sales. That's what you want to do. Okay. And you're just going to have to trust me on that in terms of exposure. The full feature is the best. The private sale is second, and the fast track is pretty horrible. That just means that you're up on their site, but they're not going to do anything for you. Okay. Now, how are you going to find an account manager? How are you going to get Groupon even interested in you? The best thing that you can do is find a Groupon deal that's local to you, go to their business, choose something that you enjoy, and then, try to get in contact with the owner. Ask them how they got on Groupon. Ask them for the contact information of their account manager, because my account manager is constantly traveling around trying to find reputable businesses with which they can, partner up. So you may want to go to a local business that's had a Groupon deal, offer them your services, and if they enjoy it, just say, hey, would you mind linking me up with your Groupon account manager? And that's a great way. You can fill out a reservation form on Groupon.com, but this is much easier to get straight to the person that you need to speak to. All right. Now, in terms of making sure that your Groupon is set up, or your Groupon deal is set up for conversion, high rates of conversion, there's some stipulations that you want for your Groupon. Number one, you want to limit one per customer, but they can buy multiple as gifts. All right, so that one person doesn't try to buy 10 months straight of boot camp for $30. Number two, you want to have a stipulation where the Groupon is available to new boot campers or people that have been inactive for 6 months or more. That's something I started doing just about a year ago, and I've gotten a lot of people that left for whatever reason. At the time they were low on money, or they had a life change in job, change in relationship, and that Groupon deal being $30, knowing that they liked me before, is enough to get them back in my doors. All right, and they eventually pay the subsequent $200 a month. So you want to have some kind of way for people that have done your Groupon before to come back. Also, the more people that are in your class, the better. You just don't want them to abuse it. All right. The next thing you're going to want to do is require a one-on-one before the person can start your classes. You want to have that stipulation where they have to go to your website and fill out a contact form, which will ask for their contact information, their medical history, and their emergency contacts. This is going to be very important because it will allow you to meet with them one-on-one. And listen, I spend 30 minutes with each person that does my boot camp, before they do their first day. I've had over 1,000 people purchase a Groupon, so that means I've spent $500 just doing assessments alone. But it's a great way to establish rapport with your clients. It's a great way to get their information up front. And most importantly, you're going to be able to collect their debit or credit card information, before they start their classes. And the way that I explain to them is, listen, all right, I'm going to take your debit or credit card information just for holding. I'm not going to charge it. But if you are continuing after your last date, then your card would automatically be charged $200 a month. And I'd give them their contracts and have them sign their waivers at that time. Now, if you don't have any contracts or if you don't have any waivers, again, go to the Udemy course. It has everything that you need in terms of resources, including waivers, contracts, track sheets, and the explanations of how to run group training classes, and all the exercises and modifications for a wide range of people. So if you've never gotten my Udemy course, go to the description box, check out the Udemy course. It'll be very helpful for you. The next thing that you want to do during your one-on-one before the person starts your boot camp services is go over a fitness profile with them. I put together the fitness profile. Everything that I suggest to you, I use to make my business run efficiently. All right, so I stand completely behind it because I've developed all these things. But the FitPro calculator is going to be very useful for you because it's going to show your expertise as a trainer, because they see how much it helps the client to understand their own goals. And it helps you to organize your client's information. You no longer have to sort paper and it's color coded. So green means a good measurement, yellow means a measurement that needs work, red means it needs a lot of work. I'm not going to go on too much about it, but you should run your client through a fitness assessment, and then that way you'll be able to actually send them a chart. And most trainers aren't giving them charts explaining exactly what you have to do, how many calories you need to take in order to see success, where you are, where you're going. That's going to be very important in the salesmanship of your service. So if you've never used a FitPro calculator, if you've never heard of it, again, go to the description box below, click on the FitPro calculator information, find out more about that, and then get it. It will be a huge thing for you. Now, there are a lot of personal trainers that are watching this that want to personal train. Now, I stopped personal training a long time ago as soon as I realized that I can work 12 to 15 hours a week and support myself. But if you like personal training, or if you just want to offer extra services and you want to make that $50, $60 an hour extra on top of what your bootcamp makes, use the bootcamp class as like your upsell. All right. So first, focus on getting them to commit to your bootcamp, paying $100, $150, $200 a month. And then you can always say, hey, listen, if anybody's looking for extra help, you can sign up for personal training, or you can sign up for small group training, charging 2 people $40 an hour, or whatever you want to do. But you're going to have your fitness business explode when you pull from a large pool of people. So you have to be able to accommodate them. You have to be able to get them in the door, which is why you're going to give them a reasonable offer. You're going to put them in a boot camp class. You're going to get their card information up front. And then after they become loyal to you, then you're going to offer your personal training services. Now, I personally stop at the boot camp. If anybody asks me for personal training, I refer them out to any one of my personal training friends, and they never leave me. So if you offer a great service, I guarantee you'll see a lot of success. So that's about it. I hope you found this video helpful. As usual, if you found this helpful, please like it and share it. If you have any questions, comment below. If you wanted to take notes, don't bother. You can instead just go to my Facebook page, just search Jonathan FitPro, or you can go to my website, jonathanfitpro.com, and make sure to sign up for the newsletter, either on my website or on my Facebook page, as it will keep you abreast of information that may not make it to YouTube. A lot of the videos that I make on YouTube are going to be articles that would be otherwise very long, and then you can reference them later on. But you're missing out on a lot of information if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, if you're not following me on Facebook, and if you're not going to jonathanfitpro.com. So make sure to do that. If you have any questions specific to running the Groupon deal, I'm always checking YouTube, so feel free to comment below, and I'll always be around to help you, as long as you remember to eat healthy, hydrate, drive safe, stress levels low, get rest, don't slap anybody, love your clients, they'll love you back. I'll see you all tomorrow or the next day, and you have a good one.